How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Time for 20 series. I'm Greg, and this is the Bedtime Yoga Flow. So we can just get started. If you have any props, I suggest grabbing them, as props are always a great thing to use when you're trying to do a more restorative-based practice. So if you have a block or anything that resembles a block, or maybe a blanket or any type of pillow or bolster, they could definitely help. So we're gonna start off right in a cross-legged seat, and let's make sure that our right shin is in front of our left, just because we're gonna switch around so we're all on the same page. I'm actually gonna slide a little bit of blanket underneath my hips, just for some relief. So if you know you have tight hips, I suggest sitting on the edge of a blanket or bolster or something to raise your hips a little bit. And now from here, I just want you to think of crossing your shins, more at crossing your shins than crossing your ankles. So instead of a normal cross-legged seat, try to get the feet a little bit away from each other as far as you can. And then make sure the hips will pick them up and slide them back a little so that your hips are about a foot away from your shin. So we have a little more space than a normal cross-legged seat. From here, on an inhale, we're just going to reach the arms nice and high, extending the spine. And on an exhale, hinge forward and fold over the shins. Let the palms come down. So if you have any type of block or bolster or pillow that you can slide and put right underneath your forehead so that your forehead isn't just hanging there in space, I recommend grabbing that now. And then just breathe into here, taking a few smooth breaths, really stretching the outer hips. Make sure those outer hip points stay planted on the mat or on your blanket. Smooth, steady breaths. The mind will always follow the breath, so if the breath is calm and relaxed, your body will be calm and relaxed, which will allow your nervous system to tell your body everything happening is fine. On your next inhale, let's just slowly begin to crawl the hands all the way back, sitting all the way back up to our cross-legged seat. From here, we're just going to take a big inhale. We're going to reach the arms high again. And on an exhale, drop the right hand down to the mat and just side bend towards the right. Reach up and out through those left fingertips so you can feel that whole side body connection here. Inhale, we'll lift back up. Right arm comes back up. And then on an exhale, side bend towards the left. Left hand finds the mat. Be conscious of that right hip point and right knee. If they want to lift, try to keep them rooted down. And if they are lifting, you're probably a little too deep in your side bend. Inhale, we'll come all the way back up. Hands reach high. On an exhale, twist towards the right. Left hand finds right knee. Right hand finds behind the body like a kickstand. And just gently begin to twist, starting from the belly. Head turns last. On an inhale, we'll come back through center. Both arms reach high. On an exhale, twist to the left. Right hand finds left knee, left hand behind like a kickstand. Twisting from the belly first, rotating around. Gaze maybe goes over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center, but this time we'll leave this right hand exactly where it is on left knee, and then cross the left hand over, bringing left hand on top of right knee, setting us up perfectly for eagle arms. So if eagle arms doesn't work for you, you can always just give yourself a big bear hug, or don't worry so much about the bind, and we can just use this bottom elbow to do what we need to do. So if you are in our bind, we'll get all set up here. Big inhale through the nose. On an exhale, we'll draw the elbows and forearms up and away from the face as the shoulder blades draw down. Nice deep stretch here. Smooth, steady breaths. And on an exhale, just slowly unwind everything, bringing the hands back down to the mat and just roll the shoulders a little one way. And then reverse and roll the shoulders a little the other way. And then plant the hands behind you and just pick up the legs and change the cross of your shins. So now our left shin is in front, and now we try to cross more at our shins, less at our ankles. Hips are a little set back from our shins. On an inhale, the arms will reach high to the sky, finding length in the spine. On an exhale, hinge from the hips, folding forward, bowing down once we're all the way low. Again, you can always grab this block or something to rest your head on so it's not just hanging there in space. Smooth breath, trying to link your breath. So if the inhales are for 3 seconds, try to make the exhales for 3 seconds. Just feel stress and tension just melting off your hips. On an inhale, just slowly, gently begin to crawl yourself all the way back up, coming back to our seated cross-legged position. On an inhale, the arms will reach high to the sky. On an exhale, left hand finds the mat, side bend to the left, right hand reaches up and over, reach, reach, reach. Keep that right hip and right knee glued down to where they were. On an inhale, come through center. And on an exhale, right hand finds the mat, left hand reaches up and over. Reach, 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 getting that whole side body. Inhale, rise through center. On an exhale, twist to the left, right hand on left knee, left hand behind. Inhale, come back through center, arms reach high, twist to the right, left hand finds right knee, right hand behind you like a kickstand. And now on an inhale, as we come back through center, left hand stays where it is, right hand crosses over, coming on top of the left knee, setting up for eagle arms once again. Big inhale here. On an exhale, draw the elbows and forearms up and away as the shoulder blades reach down the body. Try to keep the ribs in, not letting them flare out. Press, press, press. Breathe, breathe, breathe. And on an exhale, slowly unwind everything. Arms reach out, bringing the hands by your sides. Roll the shoulders a little one way, a little the other. Shout out to Allison for that little sequence that she taught me down in the jungles of Costa Rica. And now from here, we can just begin to take this right leg out from the left and extend our right leg out, and then bring the sole of the left foot to the inside of your right thigh, letting it kiss. On an inhale again, we'll reach the arms high. On an exhale, slight twist towards the right thigh, and just allow yourself to roll and melt over this right thigh. Hands can just rest on the ground. No need to pull ourselves any deeper. If you'd like, you can bring head to knee like a classic Janya Shirshasana. Or you can be a little more upright if it doesn't feel good. And you can just bring both hands to the outside of the right leg. Wherever you like to take the pose, doesn't matter. Do what feels good for you. If you sit at a desk a lot during work or just sit a lot, maybe driving, anything like that, this stretch right here is one of the best for low back tightness, and it's just great relief from a long day of sitting. On an inhale, we'll just slowly begin to roll all the way back up. And then we'll extend the left leg out, coming into wide-legged straddle. And then bend the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Inhale, the arms will reach high. Exhale, slight twist to the left, and then fold down. Again, it doesn't matter how close you are to that thigh. And if you'd like, you can just close your eyes and imagine in your mind's eye like you're melting closer and closer, even if in reality you're not moving an inch. Remember, there's always the options to be a little more upright, with both hands to the outside of the leg. On an inhale, we'll just slowly begin to roll all the way up. Extend the right leg out now, come into a wide-legged straddle, and just wiggle the feet a little bit. And then let's just come back into a comfortable cross-legged seat or any comfortable seat on the mat. From here, we're just going to begin to drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. And then I want you to pick up the left hand, reach it behind this right ear and grab onto about like that crest. You feel that ridge of your skull. And then begin to press as you hold in there your head back into your hand and reach the right arm out to the side, getting a nice neck stretch. Breathing smooth and steady here, nice stretch of the neck. And on your next exhale, slowly release. Now we'll drop right ear towards right shoulder. The right hand will reach up and over the head, about behind your left ear to that little crest, that little ridge. And then grab onto there and press the head back into the hand and reach the left hand out to the side, getting a nice stretch in the neck. Slowly but surely, as humans, we're turning into forward-folding beings. A lot of technology that we're always cranking our head and looking down on. So we put a lot of pressure on our neck, our spine. It's always good for some relief and some TLC. On an exhale, just release. Bring the head back on straight. Just shake the head no a couple times. Saying no to hate, saying no to doubt, saying no to fear. And then just shake the head yes a couple times. Saying yes to love, to positivity. And then bring the head back on straight. And now from here, let's just slowly work our way towards our backs, lying on our mat. Bring both knees up into the chest. Give them a big squeeze. And then let the knees fall out wide like they'd fall into your armpits. Reach the hands in between the legs, coming into happy baby. So you can grab the pinky toe sides of the feet, the ankles or the calves, it doesn't matter. Try to keep your sacrum as best you can planted on the mat. We'll get a little counter action here going of pressing the feet towards the ceiling, but pulling down on the feet with the hands. Use the elbows to spread the knees a little wider, and then use the glutes to keep the knees out wide. And just breathe here. Maybe in your happy baby, you want to play with straightening one leg, straightening the other, straightening both, but you don't have to. All yogi's choice. And then on an exhale, let's release the feet and then stack the left thigh on top of the right thigh. So adjust yourself as you need to. Reach for your hands to grab your shins as if they're handlebars. Keep the sacrum planted on the mat and pull the shins down and in. So we're in a nice eagle leg wrap or cow face leg wrap here. Just pulling down, stretching those outer parts of the leg. And then let's release the shins, but keep the legs how they are. And then let both knees fall over towards the left. Right arm out like a T. And now this left ankle weighs heavy on the right thigh to help weigh it down. Think of your spine like a sponge. Think of twists or anything moving it as warm water. It's going to help keep that sponge supple and useful and flexible when you run some warm water through it. Your spine will stay supple and useful when you take care of it. On an inhale, come back through center. Undo the legs. Now stack the right thigh on top of the left. Hands reach to grab the shins like handlebars, and then pull the shins down and in, simultaneously bringing the knees closer towards the chest. Breathing here. We'll release the shins, keep the legs how they are, let both knees fall over towards the right. If you want to take the whole eagle wrap with the legs there, be my guest, but you don't have to. Left hand out like a T, gaze at the ceiling or your hand, whichever feels better on your neck. Nice twisted stretch to move the spine around. On an inhale, come back through center, and then undo the legs, bringing the feet down onto the mat. So our next pose we will do here is called waterfall pose or legs up the wall. So if you'd like, you can just find your way to a wall in your room if you have the ability. Sit your hip right next to the wall and swing your legs up on the wall and just let them rest there. If you don't, you can take a block or a pillow or something, put it under the sacrum, and just kick the legs up like so. And then we'll just take a few minutes here of this nice legs up the wall pose. Great thing to do before bed, elevating the feet. Without even realizing it or really knowing it, our feet are just naturally swollen. It makes a lot of sense when you think of they carry our entire weight anytime we walk, run, everything. And then how much time do we really give back to them for blessing us by carrying us these many years? So this allows just blood to flow, some of that natural swollenness to reduce. It's good for your digestion. There's a lot of benefits, but the best is it just really will relax the legs and the feet. If you feel any little funny twitching in your leg, that's probably just the blood flowing in an opposite direction, so don't worry. But slowly and safely begin to come off the wall if we're at a wall or if we're just on a block or a pillow. Just slowly lower the legs down. Slide that block or pillow out from underneath you. And then bring the soles of your feet together, coming into Supta Baddha Konasana with your heels pretty close to your glutes. If you have a pillow or anything, you can always just take it now and put it under your head and just really relax, arms by your sides. Just allow gravity to do its job as it weighs down on the inner thighs. And then slowly keep your feet together, but slide the feet a foot down the mat. Just noticing the difference in sensation from a little change in perspective. And then allow the soles of the feet to come apart, reaching 1 foot at a time for the corners of your mat, coming into Shavasana. Begin to bring the awareness, the attention to your fingers and your hands, and just squeeze your hands as tight as you can. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze your fists for 3, 2, 1. Release. No gripping, no tension. And now bring the awareness to your toes and your feet and begin to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the toes. Squeeze as hard as you can for 3, 2, 1. Soften and release. Bring the awareness all the way up to your face and begin to squeeze your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, your teeth, your eyebrows, your lips, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for 3, 2, 1. Soften and release. No gripping, no tension. Now I want you to begin to squeeze your hands, your feet, your face, your arms, your legs, your chest, your abs, your back. Squeeze every muscle you know you have and every muscle you didn't know. And squeeze, squeeze, squeeze for 3, 2, 1. And everything soften and release. And then repeat in your head, I relax, I release, I let go. I relax. I release. I let go. I relax. I release. I let go. I encourage you to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you can or for as long as it serves you. Thank you for joining me on the mat. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Namaste.